First of all, I love this idea of you teaming up with Robert Kennedy.
Right.
And I love this Make America Healthy Again idea, because there are chemicals and ingredients in our food that are illegal in other countries because they've been shown to be toxic. There's pesticides and herbicides, and there's a lot of that's been sprayed on our food that really is unnecessary. And there's a lot of health consequences that people are suffering from a lot of these things. And
I brought this chart for you.
Beautiful.
Because I had a feeling you'd be asking me.
Thank you.
Look at this chart. These are healthier countries. Look where the United States is. I'm going to send this to RFK Jr. Look at that.
This is, well, something along the... I was actually talking to RFK today, and he told me that more than 70% of young men are ineligible for the military because of their health.
I could see it.
That's crazy.
A lot of it's obesity.
So here's the life expectancy versus health expenditure.
Same chart.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
USA.
Wow,
yeah.
That's pretty good.
Jamie's the best.
He's very good.
He's the best.
But but look at that. Look where
at
the USA is.
It's not good. And that's our food. That's our diet. That's sedentary lifestyle. That's our diet. That's the chemicals we ingest. That's what that is.
But RFK is going to be very, I think he's a great guy.
I love the fact that you guys teamed up.
Yeah.
And are you completely committed to have him a part of your administration?
Oh, I am. But the only thing I want to be a little careful about with him is the environmental. Because, he doesn't like oil. I love oil and gas. I think
just keep him out of that.
To fire. So I'm going to sort of keep him out of a little. I said, focus on health. Focus. Yeah. You can do whatever you want. But I got to be a little bit careful with the liquid gold,
I understand.
That is awesome. And that's how we all feel. Yes.
Yeah.
Turn him loose on the health stuff.
Right.
Don't include him in the meetings.
Keep him away from all climate change stuff.
Right.
Completely away from it.
Make sure he doesn't get access to the energy or the oil meetings at the White House. He doesn't get that calendar.
But really, that's something we don't focus on much, is the chemicals in our food. The way our food is grown and processed and distributed. There's some things in there, and like Rogan said, that shouldn't be, and that are slowly killing us.
Oh.
And is that what's responsible for all the autism now? When you were a kid, if you're over 40, when you were a child, do you remember autism? I never heard of autism when I was a kid. Now it's like everybody knows a family who's got somebody on the spectrum. Or your own family, or you are on this. I mean, it's so prevalent now. There must be something, and it could be vaccines. I don't know. Maybe it's some of these additives in our food.
One of the most eye-opening conversations about additives in our foods and what has happened to health in America is an interview Tucker Carlson did a couple of months ago with Casey and Callie Means. That is, and they are very close with RFK. So you get Robert Kennedy in the Donald Trump White House really examining the ingredients in our foods that are not allowed in the vast majority of the rest of the world in those countries. I mean, and it's anecdotal, but you always see on social media, people will post pictures of beachgoers in the 60s and 70s, and everybody's thin and in good shape.
Right.
And then you see a picture today, and you're like, okay, what has happened to us? It can't be we're that lazy now.
Yeah.
It's got to be something.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing. They also discussed, this is such a great question from Rogan, about why didn't he release declassify the JFK Files the first time around when he said he was going to, and they talked about that.
One of the things that I want to talk to you about is the JFK Files. And one of the things that you said was that if they showed you what they showed me, this was your quote, you wouldn't want people to know it either.
So I opened them up partially. I was met from good people. I mean, good people. People that were well-meaning. Mike Pompeo was one of them. He's a good person. They called me. They said, "Sir, would rather have you not." And I did open them. But I was asked by some people not to open them. There's a Martin Luther King file, too, by the way, that they'd like to see. I don't know if you know, but there is that. But JFK in particular. So they called me, a lot of good people called me, people that that you would find reasonable people. And they asked me not to do it, so I said, well, we'll close it for another time. But if I win, I'm going to open them up. I'm just going to open enough time.
Why didn't you open it up the first time?
Because
though?
a lot of times,
what was the hesitation, though?
Addresses, people that are still living. There are people that are affected. And there could be some national security reason that that I don't have to necessarily know about.
Too bad.
But
Yes,
some
you
very
do.
good,
You're the
talented
president.
People asked me not to do it. I opened it up, and then they said, "Would it be possible for us to do that a different day?"
How much of it did you read into?
I think it's going to be just fine to open it. Let me put it that way. I think it's fine. It's going to be time. It's a cleansing. It's really a cleansing. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it immediately, almost immediately upon entering office.
Well, the thing, when people look at it from the outside and you sort of imagine what could be a reason why they would not release those files, it would be there's people that were implicated in the assassination.
Yeah. Well, when there are living people, you generally tend not to want to do it. When people are still living.
If they're guilty, why?
That formerly work for the government.
If they're guilty.
And living people that were somehow involved in it, and you tend not to do that. But it's time to open them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if people are guilty, why? What is the hesitation? Expose them.
Justice is justice,
Let's
right?
get to the truth for a change. Let's find out what the deal is.